Well, welcome to this little piece of Holland, 6 weeks out in the Pacific, and on the Queen's birthday. So happy birthday to the best of Queens, I think. And oh, I had such a good time in Amsterdam on the Queen's birthday. I still got my orange hat. And I remember very vividly, the last thing I remember was early in the morning and a police launch coming past, and I wondered where this tremendous noise was coming from. And it was from the police launch. They had a great loudspeaker on it blaring out, "We will rock you." And I thought, this is only people in the world who behave like this. Anything for me?
So, I would like to welcome you. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for being there. So, good night in Holland, good morning in here on the Pacific Ocean. So, we're heading to Sydney. Good winds on our way. And before we start our session, Twitter session about the episode that just finished, I have a question for Hans, which I received yesterday, which is about the international date line. So yesterday evening, the captain said that tonight, instead of going to Monday, we always go directly to Tuesday. But this person was looking at Google Maps and saw that that we have already crossed the international date line. How can you explain that?
You can explain it by saying that we are here on this vast ocean, and we're seeing ocean there, in front of us, back of us, and so we're not really concerned whether we're Sunday or Monday or Tuesday. And this is different if you have an island or you live somewhere, you want to know is it Sunday or Monday. So we choose to change our date at a moment that it is convenient to us, at the moment we're near land or something. But what we're actually going to do is we are going to push our Sunday so far, we're going to push it 12 hours further so that we skip Monday. And we do it at the moment that we get somewhere near land, and it would be nice for us to know that we are the same day as the people that we meet.
Okay, thank you, Hans. Redmond, I have two comments about your last scene under the shower.
That wasn't me. That wasn't my fault. That was
says,
some horrible...
Well, this time no bed scene, but a shower scene. So, shower scene with a naked man. What can you say about it?
Well, I was just so sorry to hear that a great many, I think it was 400,000 viewers, were sick. Children especially were badly affected.
Okay. Veika Kari says, today was one of the most impressive episodes I have seen of the Beagle. Hans?
Well, I loved it, and I love them all. But I can't quite understand everything about the voiceover, but that's a question for a great director. You.
Yeah, well, it was an impressive broadcast. Actually, you should say that that's a lot of directors working together. It's Alexander Oei, it's IJsbaan van Velen, a little bit me, it is Gijs Meijer-Swante who did all the research, and together, you know, it was quite an impressive story, a scary story about water. We know a long time that water is a very scarce commodity, but seeing a glacier disappear in one's lifetime is probably the most scary aspect of the whole broadcast.
My friend Tim Flannery, 10 years ago, he said to the regional government in South Australia that Adelaide would run out of water. And they said, no, you're a Jeremiah, you're being ridiculous, there's plenty of water. And then there were 2 good years, in fact. But now they wish they'd listened to him, because he said you must start building a huge desalination plant now. And they said it's far too expensive. Well, it takes a good long time to build these things and get them running, and that's what everybody should be doing. The more people who do it, the more governments who do it, the cheaper the system becomes. And this boat, after all, this wonderful ship, has a desalination plant. That's how we can take a shower in sweet water. It seems to me that's the only solution, apart from harming the population.
Well, going back a little bit, you just congratulated the Queen, and we have a question about it from Sunder 476 on topic. What does Redmond think of the water management plans of our crown prince? Do you know anything about it?
No, I don't, but I bet they're tremendous. After all, an awful lot of England would be underwater now if it wasn't for the Dutch. They made East Anglia and the dikes. That's an entirely Dutch engineering system. So if the Dutch can't solve this problem, then nobody can. We can all just resign ourselves to drowning and not being able to drink.
Okay. I have another question here. Another question, but it's a comment from Van Helen. Very beautiful episode. Water will become the new oil. It can become it can decide upon a war. So do you agree on that?
Well, yeah, actually we know these things for a long time, that water is scarce, and that finally the other difficult part of it is not only scarce, but it is also distributed in a very unequal way. I mean, you can be in South Africa, in Cape Town, and you can see people watering their lawns, and you just go a few kilometers to the north, and you find townships where people have no access to water, or they have one little tap. And so it's not only a scarce commodity, it's also a very source of a very unfair distribution.
Okay. Another question from Red Ticks. What would be the worst problem in Lima? Is smoke or water?
Well, you know, the thing about Lima is that we are discovering things. Of course, Lima has historically had a water problem. It's not that Lima has a water problem since a few years. It historically has a water problem. What was made clear very nicely by the crew who did the Andes part of the episode is that the glacier is a sort of balancing force, you know. You have wet years, you have dry years, and you have the glacier. The glacier is a sort of moderator between the two. And if the glacier disappears, you get into extremes. And I think that is the main problem. And the other problem is, of course, the population. I mean, these towns are so much bigger now than they used to be. There are 8 million people or 9 million people, and before there were a few 100,000 people. These are the problems we have. We have too many people on this earth.